Hey guys, this is Goku, and on this channel we talk about poker and ideas that can improve your life. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and click the subscribe button because I'll be honored to have you here. Today we're gonna jump into another GTO trainer session. We're playing the spot big blind call versus button open, where we are the big blind calling the 2.5 raise from the button. This is our second session. Last time we did not so well. We had a session on minus 30 BBs of EV loss. So hopefully today we can have a perfect EV session and finish close to zero. So let's jump right into it. Let's start a new session and play our 25 hands for the day. So for our first hand, we've got King Jack off on a 7-4 king. I guess it's a check, as most our actions on the flop are going to be a check. Now the villain bets a third. Do we raise it here with King Jack off? Do we just call? I would usually just call, but I guess we also gotta raise sometimes, right? Okay, so it's a raise 99.4% of the time. So it's not even a question here whether we should raise with King Jack off. It's just an auto check raise. All right. Ace 4 suited on a King Jack 3. We're gonna check. And are we calling a bet with ace high here? I think we are, right? Okay, we're only calling 18% of the time. 80% we should fold. Now we're gonna check on the 5 of hearts. And we should be doing some leading here, 15% of the time. And another 5 on the river. I think, should we donk bet it here? Or is it just a check? I'm gonna try donk betting. Okay, so it should be a check 99.5% of the time. Donk betting is fine EV-wise, but just 0.4% of the strategy. And we got called by a jack, so. King 4 off on an ace jack king. We're gonna check. Call the third pot bet. That's the ideal action. 8 on the turn. We're gonna check again. Villa now bets 3/4. Now do we stick around with King 4 off? I think we fold. But probably we also call sometime here. Maybe we raise sometime here. Probably not with King 4. I'm gonna just fold. But I'm curious to see, yeah. 79% of the time we should fold here. 20.8. We should probably call, but maybe raise. I don't know. 10-6 off on a 6-7. We're gonna check. Villain checks behind. 3 of diamonds on the turn. We're gonna check again. Okay, the ideal action would be leading for a third pot bet 80% of the time. Checking is also fine play, and play 20% of the time. Now the villain bets 2, so we're gonna call. And a queen of diamonds on the river means we're gonna check. And are we calling a bet now? An overbet? I think not. I think we're folding. Yep. 8 jack off on a 4-tray king. We're gonna check. And we're gonna fold. Jack 3 on a Jack 5-8. We're gonna check. And we're gonna call. Another 8 on the turn. We're gonna check. The solver is doing quite a bit of betting here, 58% of the time. It's betting. 5 on the river means we're gonna check again. And I think, okay, it's not a check at all. This should not be a check ever. We should be betting 3/4 here with our jack. Okay, yeah. Guess we gotta go for value and also protect our hands where we do hit here full house or a flush. So yeah. Sorry about that. Queen 10 off on an ace 5 king. We're gonna check. Villain checks behind. I think we bet now. Okay, it's 90% check, 10% bet, but the villain folds. 7 queen off on a 5-4 deuce. We're gonna check. And I think we're gonna fold, right? Yep. 5-3 off on a 4-4 king is a check. Oh, it's surprisingly 26% of the time it's a bet. And we're folding. Wow. We're folding 54% of the time, but ideal action is a call played 8.8% of the time. Quite interesting. Jack 7 off on a tray king 7. We're gonna check and call. Another 3 on the turn. We're gonna check again. 21% we should be betting here. Villain checks behind. 5 of hearts on the turn. And I think we're betting 3/4 here. This time it's a quarter pot bet. Played 98% of the time. So this is a donk bet here on such a board with Jack 7 off. All right. We get called, unfortunately, by a king, so we would have lost. Anyway, 4-6 off on a 5-9-8. We're gonna check and call the 5 bet. Okay, it's not a call at all with the gut shot. I mean, with the gut shot. It's not a call. It's a very bad call, actually. Minus 3.5 BBs of EV loss. Yeah, we should just be folding here. Yeah, I guess that's because this gut shot, actually, when it completes, we just have the lowest possible straight here. We're gonna fold now to a bet. But yeah, this was a very bad call. Ace 10 of spades on a 6-4 queen. We're gonna check. Call the 3rd pot bet. Jack on the turn. Do we lead here sometimes? Or do we check? I'm gonna check. Yeah, this should always be a check. I was thinking about over betting. That would probably again be a big EV loss. But now we've hit our straight, and do we overbet now? Or do we just check and try to go for a check raise? I think it's probably like 50-50. I'm actually gonna try checking, I think. Okay, so checking is not a big percent of the strategy. It's just 3%. It's a small EV loss, but the solver thinks the ideal action is betting 3/4 here, 77% of the time. So I guess the remainder 20% we are overbetting, probably. But the check raise worked. The villain actually bet and overbet the pot, so we're just gonna shove now. And hopefully get called by the same hand. Deuce 6 of spades on a deuce straight king, queen. We're gonna check. And I think call this bet too, right? Yep. 4 of diamonds on the turn. I'm gonna check again. And now the villain bets 3/4. I think we fold our pair with the gut shot here. We shouldn't. Jeez, man. We are making too many mistakes. I would not believe that calling here with the lowest pair and a gut shot is the correct play. I am folding here 100% of the time, and it's actually the opposite way. It's a call 100% of the time. Good to know. Well, we are definitely learning a lot here. Ace-6 off on a deuce-6 jack. We're gonna check. Call the bet, as we should. We hit our ace on the turn. We're gonna check again. Now, are we just calling the bet? Are we raising? I think we're just calling the bet, right? Okay, nope. It's raise 62% of the time, call 38% of the time. Now what do we do on the river? Do we just check again to the villain? Or do we try and bet 3/4? I think we try and bet 3/4 here. Nope, we should check. But the villain re-raises, so we are going to call, obviously. Yep. So we should actually check here on the river. Okay. Deuce-7 of diamonds on a tray 5 king. We're gonna check and fold to a bet. Jack-6 of spades on a 10-9 jack. We're gonna check and call. Ace on the turn. We're checking again. And calling the third pot bet. And an 8 on the river means we're gonna check for the third time. And here the solver likes betting 3/4, 28% of the time, and checking 72% of the time. Now the villain bets half pot. Do we fold here our jack or do we call? I think we call. Yeah. And we should actually call 40% of the time and fold 60% of the time. Okay. Villain just had a missed flush draw, so we won the pot. Pocket 5s on an ace-deuce-7. We're gonna check and call. Jack on the turn. We're checking again. And are we calling here when the villain bets? I honestly don't know. But the villain checked behind. We've got a 7 of clubs on the river. And is this a donk bet? Nope. It should just be a check 99% of the time. Donk betting is a small EV loss, but just 0.15% of the strategy. 7-3 of hearts on a jack-7 ace at 10. We're checking and we're calling the bet. 9 of spades on the turn. We're checking again. Villain checks behind. 9 of hearts on the river. Now do we take a stab at this or do we check? Maybe this is a donk bet or it's rather 3/4. I think it's 3/4. Again, it's not. It should just be a check. Okay. Queen 5 suited on a 4-7-9. We're gonna check and fold. Ace 10 off on a Queen King 7 with 2 hearts. We're checking and calling the bet. Another queen on the turn. We're gonna check again. Villain checks behind. And an ace of hearts on the river means we're checking for the 3rd time. And we would be calling a bet, but villain checks behind. Ace 6 off on a 7 Queen 7 is a check 66.5% of the time, but we should be betting here 33% of the time. Now a 9 of spades on the turn. Do we bet now? I think we do. I'm gonna try betting 4.5. Should not be a bet. It should be a bet 4% of the time, but not 3/4, so probably just a donk bet. And 6 of spades on the river means we're gonna just check it down, and yeah, we win versus ace jack. Ace 7 off on a deuce 4-6 is a check. And is it a call if the villain bets 3/4, or is it a fold? I think it's a fold. Yeah, it is. Thank God. Deuce 5 of diamonds on a 10 King 6 is a check and a fold. Jack 5 off on a 6 Queen 9. We're checking 99.9% of the time. Villain checks behind. We hit a 5 on the turn. Is it a donk bet? Okay, it is. But 30% of the time, 70% we should be still checking. And it's a little EV loss to bet, actually. 6 of spades on the river means we're checking. And calling the bet or folding. I think we're calling at least 50% of the time here. Nope, we're not calling at least 50. We should be calling 7.5% here and folding 92. Okay, fair enough. 6-7 off on an 8-6 king with all hearts. We're checking and folding to the bet. Or are we calling here with our pair? I would just fold here. And it's not a fold, it's a call. 95% of the time. It's quite surprising how wide we should be calling when playing big blind versus the button. I definitely have a lot of room to improve here. And we've played our 25 hands for the day. Let's see the results. And we've had an even worse session than last time. Oh man, not great. I've had this hand over 1 BB of EV loss, this one, this terrible one, minus 3.5. And yeah, this one, minus 0.676. Yeah, we just gotta avoid blunders like this one, and we'll be good, I think. Yeah, this was the call with the gut shot. Should just be a fold 100% of the time. But on the upside, our frequencies have been quite on point. So at least we've got that going for us. Yeah, I'm still quite confident we can get the EV loss down to around minus 20 by the time we finish playing this spot. we've just played 2 sessions, so yeah, we've got 18 ahead of us. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, please leave a comment below. Just write GTO or ask a question if you've got any on your mind. Subscribe if you're not already. Leave a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Do you want to learn how to play PLO? Are you a beginner player who's never played Omaha before? Do you want to learn how to crush casual players easily? If so, this course is perfect for you. It's a crash course on Pot Limit Omaha dedicated for beginner players. You will learn all the fundamentals of PLO. You will learn what hands to play, when to play them, and how to play them. You will learn the basic strategies that allow you to be a winning player at your home games or microstakes online. If you want to learn PLO quickly and easily, get this course now at gokupoker.com.